morning, it's me, Jessica, and it's day 159 of our motivational videos today. We are kicking ass at taking over freaking life and becoming amazing ass people. Excuse my language, but I am just so pumped up and excited for us to be making progress in our journey as amazing people. Like, every day, I'm getting closer to my goals. I see things just developing. You know, even on days that I find myself slacking, but because I keep the right mindset, and I know what I have to do, and I still implement on those things every single day, like those little moments where I find myself slacking, I don't beat myself up over it. I know that I need to get on more track because I may be pushing stuff back a little bit further, but at the same time, I take advantage of everything that's put in front of me. Right? Sometimes my schedule might get pushed back an hour or so because of, getting a message from somebody else about how, these videos are helping them, or how Vima cares and how they're interested in wanting to join in on it, and they want to know, when we're going to go volunteer, and they want to know what they can do to help, and they want to know about the nonprofit organization, and they want to know what they can do, and they want to join everything. But this is my thought for you guys before I get into our whole little topic of time and our quotes. Alright, if you want something to happen, like, and you're all interested in being a part of everybody else's good ideas, like, you're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, I support that, I support that, I support that, but where are your good ideas? You're on this journey to becoming a better and more successful you, and you're becoming more valuable, and you're learning things, so you should have some ideas or some goals on something that you could do yourself to make more of an impact in life, right? Just watching like Pitbulls and Parolees a couple years ago when that show first came out, that's when I started my first idea for my nonprofit kind of organization for Pitbulls, where it's just strictly pretty much a volunteer basis. When that show first came out, I told myself, I was like, man, that'd be really dope to own my own, Pitbull rescue training adoption center. But I always said when I was older, once I already had money. Well, forget once I already have the money, and forget when I'm older. The time is now. I'm not promised later. I'm promised now. So, yes, I may be throwing a lot of things on my plate right now with starting a business with my dad and doing Vima and going to school and, taking a trip to Chicago and possibly moving to Florida or somewhere else. Who knows? We're just letting life fall into place, and you just got to constantly take every second and every moment and make the best out of it that you can. Make sure that you're being the most valuable. Make sure, when you notice that you're slacking, pick up on something that can give you some more worth, so that, during that time that you're slacking, you can find something else to do productive. Like I said, when I'm slacking, like if I don't do my homework, it's usually because I'm having a conversation with somebody about, goals and performance tweaks that they can make. Say I'm a performance coach, a life coach, a motivational speaker, an inspirational speaker. I'm a network marketer. I'm a student. Okay, number one, if you ever want to be wealthy, you constantly have to be a student for the rest of your life. Whether you're going to school or not, you need to be buying books, you need to be listening to audio, you need to read some magazines, you need to be talking to people who have the right stuff in their minds, all right? No more hanging out with people who just talk. No more hanging out with people who can't see what they're capable of, all right? Sometimes people need to be told that they're worth something and that they're capable of it, but honestly, let's be truthful, alright? People aren't puppets. We can't sit up there and we can't move the strings and make them do what we know that they can do. They have to want to do it themselves. So sometimes you have to just, be real with them. Tell them what you think about them. Tell them the capabilities you think that that they have, and then see what they do with it, alright? You got to leave it up to them. Don't get mad at them, because we got to remember, time is of an essence, and everybody has their own timing in their journey. So just because your journey is happening like this, theirs might be going very slowly and progressively. They might have some more lessons that they need to learn before they get to where you're at. And who knows, within that time of them growing, they could surpass you, because when you have that killer momentum in the very beginning, it's easy to be all excited and hyped up and be like, yeah, everything's going good. And then when stuff kind of like plateaus, you freak out. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't get anybody in my business. Nobody's watching my videos. Nobody's doing this. Nobody's doing that. Okay, well, what are you doing? You got to figure out what you can do differently, what you might be doing wrong. And it's not necessarily a bad wrong, but you just got to remember that other people have different ways of thinking, other things that, you know, make them interested. You got to learn how to relate to people, ask them, you know, questions, bam, you know, where are you from? What do you like to do? What do you know what I'm saying? Bam. For you guys that don't know what that is, it's from a meeting, book a meeting, and we do that in our business, and it just creates relationships, and it keeps the momentum rolling, and it keeps people excited, but it also keeps the business actually going, so it's not just all hype. So from a meeting, book a meeting. That's just a little something for you non-network marketers. Don't even worry about it. But seriously, ask people what they do. What, you know, where do you work? What do you like to do for fun? Where are you from? You know, if you had $1 million, what would you do with it? Those are really good questions to ask people. Some people might find you weird for wanting to get to know them or just asking them these questions, but we're different, right? So people are going to look at us funny, but after we have some conversations, people are going to end up realizing that we are amazing people. And they're going to be like, oh, my bad for judging you at first. Like, I thought you were weird for coming up and asking me what my name was and what I like to do and blah, blah, blah. But then they realize that we're just the type of people who care, and we're not only trying to be you know, valuable and worthy in the world ourselves, but we're trying to, you know, ripple effect that onto other people. We're trying to not just be good people, but help others to be good people. We want to change the world to be a better place. Alright, it's enough of a tangent for today. I want to get on to our subject. Oh, there's Buddha. Hey, Belly. Say hi, everybody on YouTube. Say hi, Buddha. Sit down. Mommy's doing her video. Alright, sorry guys. So, I want to talk to you guys about time and your timing in life. I was watching a YouTube video, some of y'all might have seen. It's called Your Life in Jelly Beans. And honestly, it was the trippiest thing I've ever seen. And it's just because it really breaks down it for you. And you need to watch the video because they lay out every single jelly bean and they do all these crazy things and they show you. But I wrote it down so that I can share with you some of the stuff because I thought it was really, really interesting. Alright? So, on average, the average American lives about 28,835 days. So, they took one jelly bean. One jelly bean represents, you know, one day of life. That's the day you were born. Alright? So, you add 364 to that, and now that's the first year of your life. Alright? A total of 5,475 equals your first 15 years of your life. So now we're at that threshold of being a teenager, starting to, you know, realize that we're becoming adults soon. You know, your mind starts changing a little bit. You're still immature, but you're growing up. It's just crazy. 5,475 days, just first 15 years. What? We do so much within that time. You know, we're learning so much with school and life and family, and I think that's kind of a short time. Once that number was put out there like that. 15 years is only 5,475 days. I mean, it's kind of a lot, but at the same time, you're only 15. So think about the next 15 years, that next 5,475. What could you do with that? Feel me? You'd do a lot. And then they said, we will be asleep a total of 8,477 days. That's a lot of sleep. No wonder they say you got to give up to go up. You can give up some of that sleep to be able to accomplish your goals or to be able to create some relationships that will help you and the others reach their goals. Like, you can give up a little bit of that time, and you'll see why at the end of this. Alright, there's 1,635 days of our lives we spent eating, drinking, or preparing food. That's too much time. And then work, of course. We have to work. We got to make some kind of money. We got to be able to pay our bills. We got to be able to pay Uncle Sam. And you work on average 3,202 days of our lives. On average. You got to remember, on average. Right? 1,099 days spent commuting, going to work, driving, to the grocery store, driving to see your parents, driving, just commuting, right? Wherever, just in the car, on a bus, on a train, walking somewhere, we spend that much time commuting. Then, on TV, the computer, YouTube, your iPad, watching some kind of movie or TV thing, we spend 2,676 days on average. That is ridiculous, and I'm so glad that my average on that is so low, alright, because I'm telling you guys for the last year that TV barely gets turned on, like, for real. I have too much stuff going on to turn on the TV and be bombarded by the BS that society wants to fill your brain with, alright? I can easily YouTube the beneficial and motivational things that I really need to be hearing without ever turning on that TV. And by the way, YouTube's free, so hey, no more cable bill, right? Save some money and save some days on your life. 1,576 days is spent on chores around the house, just getting things done that you gotta do. 564 days is spent caring for others, loving them, doing things for them, being there for them. Only 564 days. I feel like that number could be higher as well. Especially like mine in this last year, or, since VMAS came into my life. I've been in the business for 3 months, but I've been a part of VMA for a year, and it's just completely changed me, and that number is way higher, because not only that, if I've been a part of VMA for a year, that's 365 days just in a year. Every single day, I care about other people. You want to talk about these videos, we're at 159. That's 159 days straight of caring about other people, right? It's very easy to not have to stick to these numbers. You can make a bigger difference, all right? 671 days is spent in the bathroom, whether it's taking a shower, using the toilet, or brushing your teeth, grooming yourself. We spend 671 days in the bathroom. 720 days is spent in the community and activity, whether it's going to school, volunteering, hanging out with neighbors, that kind of thing. Then, that just really leaves us 2,740 days left in your life unused. That's insane. So when you can give up and go up with like giving up TV or even commuting, that 1,099 days, cut your commuting down. Network marketing is pretty amazing because you can work from home. There's less commuting. I mean, yeah, we travel, we go to events, and we meet other people, and we go to their house, and we do volunteer activities throughout the state of Michigan that we're just starting, and we travel to go hang out and have mastermind sessions and learn from each other and have Y circles, and we do commute. But I'm just saying, that way of commuting is so beneficial. Like being a network marketer, you guys, they tell us that your car is your mobile classroom. So listen to your personal development in the car, those motivational CDs. When I get mine out, y'all better put that in your car, let me tell you. There'll be times you want to listen to music, and there'll be other times where you need to hear some real ass shit, and I'll be there. Excuse my language again. But that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make myself accessible to every single person who wants to get somewhere in their life. Alright, I am trying to do the most I can with this, on average, 2,740 days left in my life. I already beat my 15, so if I possibly have that, maybe a little bit more, or possibly even a little bit less, we're not guaranteed anything, this is just on average, then, we got to think back also, how much time have we already spent? How much time have we already wasted? Yeah, we have 2,740 days where it's not, like, pushed into a category of what we have to do. This is, for our passion and, whatever, painting or working out or going for, taking your dog for a walk or just meditating, being within your own mind, traveling, taking a vacation, that kind of thing. That's what that stuff is for. But if you do nothing with that time, then how are you going to get where you want to go? We talk about this all the time, that we all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all have the same 7 days in a week, so what are you going to do with it? All right? We all have these issues every other day about prioritizing and procrastination, and I'm learning, you guys, seriously, write it down on paper. If you don't write it down on paper, it's less likely to happen. We forget. We have so much going on within this world and around us that you can't remember everything you think about, all right? You know, you have those times where you, like, walk into the room, you're like, oh, what did I just come in here for? Or you be on the phone or having a conversation, and then all of a sudden you're like, what was I about to say? Like, our brains work so fast that sometimes that we miss it. We miss what we think about. We miss those ideas, those light bulbs that pop off. As soon as that light bulb turns on, get a piece of paper and write it down. If you have nowhere to get a piece of paper, we have smartphones. We have tablets. Write it in your notes, okay? And then go back to it later and write it down on paper and elaborate more on your idea. I just really want you guys to realize how important time is. And then when I seen how it broke down, like, that was just amazing. Whether it's on average or not, and I'm above average person, so I have less in some categories and more in others, but I want you guys to really see how serious I am about wanting you to be able to do what you can with your time, to be able to do what you can with your life, to be able to make an impact on your life and somebody else's life. That's what we're here for, okay? We are put on this earth as human beings. We are the only person with a mind that can change, okay? We can break habits. We can change the direction that we are facing. We are the only ones capable of that, all right? So embrace it. Embrace it. If you're not happy with your results, you can change it. You can change. You can change right now. As soon as this video ends, change. Be the person you know that you need to be to get to where you want to go. I'm not playing with you guys anymore, because not only that, when I play with y'all, then I end up slacking, and I don't want to slack when it comes to this motivational and, you know, the personal development that we're trying to do. That is one area that you do not slack in, you guys. Do you hear me? You and your body are the only vehicle that you have for the rest of your life, so it's best that you take care of it and put the best inside of it. Whether that kind of sounds wrong, but the people that you hang around, so the information and, you know, the value that other people bring into your life, that's key. You know, the information that you put into your brain, the books, the music, everything that you read, that is key. You cannot constantly listen to, you know, I killed this person, I do these drugs, forget that hoe, and, you know, just all those negative things. You can't listen to all that crap all the time and then expect to be positive. Those things work their way into your mind, all right? You can enjoy the music, but you got to remember to develop your brain. You got to remember to separate facts from opinions, and you got to remember also that that's that person's lifestyle. That's not your lifestyle, okay? If you want to... I'm just saying, you guys really need to figure out what you want out of life, where you're going, and make sure to stick with the people and the information that can get you where you want to go, all right? You don't sit there at the gym lifting weights and then look over to the 300-pound person next to you and they're like, oh, I think you're doing that wrong. I'd be like, I don't think so, because I'm getting results and look at you. You know, we're nice, so we're not going to say that out loud, but that's definitely what we're thinking. You don't listen to people who don't have what you want. You don't listen to people who aren't willing to go after those types of things. You listen and learn from people who are in the process of learning or have already been where you're trying to go or where you're at. All right? That is my tip of the day. And to get out of here with everything, this is our end of our quote. Time is free, but it is priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. Once you've lost it, you can never get it back. So make sure you do the absolute most with your time. Spend it around the most valuable people. Talk with the most valuable people. Show people that you care. Watch less TV. Read less junky news. Okay? Google has the Google Alerts thing. You can get alerts on things that are actually important to you, like marketing or business or, you know, a certain market that you look into. Like, like the energy drink market or the beauty market. You can get alerts on certain things that can actually benefit you and help you in your journey. Right? We don't need to be bombarded with all the BS throughout the world. Right? It's a negative place. If you want to become a positive person, you have to exile all the negativity out of your life. All right? We got to learn to have limited associations, and we got to learn to cut people out, and we got to learn to give up to go up. And you definitely have to learn to spend your time more wisely. Write stuff down, believe in yourself, and believe in the person next to you. But remember, everybody has their own timing in their journey. So don't compare your chapter 10 to somebody else's chapter 1. And don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 2, 5, 7, or 20. All right? It all takes work and it all takes time. Just trust in yourself and the universe and in God, and you'll get where you got to go if you put in the work every single day. All right? Your income never will exceed your personal development, and if it does, trust me, the law of attraction brings it down. It'll always be there. If your personal development is up here, your income will eventually have to get up here. All right? If your income is up here but you're down here, eventually your income's going to fall back down here unless you hurry up and you get up there. All right? So, I don't want to overwhelm you guys. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I know y'all are about to party your little butts off this weekend, but please, 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 just remember to stay positive, be safe, and say hi to somebody new today and tomorrow. That's my goal. I want you guys to introduce yourself to one person a day. One person. And share something with these people that is valuable. Okay? Stop flirting. Stop trying to get numbers for a whole nother reason. Just be a real person who cares about another person's success. All right? And just give some words of wisdom and guidance, whether they think you're crazy or not. Because the law of the universe and the law of attraction will reward you. Have a great day, you guys. Think about all of it. Peace.